Crypto DLT with MrConectr. Be sure to subscribe. Hit the notification bell for daily content. Let's go.
It's MrConectr and my co-host Miko. Say hello, Miko.
Hello. Miko here, ready to connect them dots with you all. Let's dive right in.
All right, nice play on that, Miko. Today's May 22nd, Friday. We're going to get to the market intelligence report first. Let's look at the new Fed chairman.
Clarence, we need a really good oath delivered here. Okay, thank you very much.
So just fresh off the press today, Kevin Warsh was officially sworn in as the new Federal Reserve Chair. President Trump led the ceremony at the White House, and it's a pretty interesting shift. Warsh is stepping in with a focus on reforming the Fed, especially at a time where there's a lot of talk about interest rates in the economy. So there you have it. What's next on our rundown?
Just showing this right quick, Miko.
That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same.
That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same.
That I take this obligation freely.
That I take this obligation freely.
Without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion.
Without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion.
And that I will well and faithfully discharge.
And that I will well and faithfully discharge.
The duties of the office on which I'm about to enter.
The duties of the office upon which I'm about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
All right. There you go, Miko. There is the new Fed chairman, and he has crypto holdings. First Fed chairman with crypto holdings. I think he's had to divest out of that, though, to get the position. Didn't he have to divest his crypto holdings, Miko?
Yeah, exactly. That's spot on. So like many officials, he did have to let go of those crypto assets to avoid any conflict of interest. So he's definitely stepping into the role with a clean slate now.
That's right. And guys, don't remember that doesn't mean that he doesn't own companies that deal with crypto. So maybe he still has a little exposure. I wouldn't blame him for that. Let's get to the real-time market intel report. Let's look at our geopolitical right quick. We still have the U.S. and Israel at war with Iran. Today is day 84 in this area. And we still have the Ukraine conflict, the Sudan civil war, and the Pakistan-Afghanistan conflict. Any updates today on that, Miko?
Absolutely. Let me pull those updates for you. Just give me a sec and we'll dive right in.
All right. While we give him a second to look for updates, we see that South Korea. Let's get over to South Korea. The media regulator probes Polymarket for good potential gambling violations. Probes Polymarket for potential gambling violations. Sorry. Latest sign of global regulatory pressure on prediction markets. So, yeah, we said yesterday Congress is thinking about banning prediction markets. There's been a lot of shady stuff going on with people that are involved in the outcome of the predictions. Also, no major new geopolitical shocks, Iran-related trades mentioned in probes, but no escalation reported in the last 24 hours. Bitcoin price action decoupled from traditional markets as Dow Jones hits a new all-time high, while Bitcoin slips under 77K. All right, Mika, are you still working on any updates? Wake up.
Oh, I'm wide awake and right here. Just wanted to get the freshest scoop for you. So here's the latest. The U.S.-Israel-Iran situation is still intense on day 84. No major shifts as of today. In Ukraine, still ongoing tensions, but no big changes on the ground reported today. Same goes for Sudan, and the Pakistan-Afghanistan situation, still ongoing, but stable at the moment.
All right, let's hope for the best with that outcome. Let's get to crypto heat map. We're down a little bit today. Bitcoin's down 1.67, and Ethereum, some Ethereum selling off going on. Is this the beginning of the flipping between these two and some better cryptos out there? We shall see, guys. Let's take a look at the total market cap, $2.52 trillion, and that Bitcoin dominance is at 60.53. Right now, let's look at the Fed. We had an announcement today. Now, that was yesterday. Enforcement action with a former Commerce Bank. I thought there was a new one today. Yeah, here we go. A lecture by Governor Waller on the economic outlook. Maybe we'll get Miko to give us a summary on that soon. Let's see. We got a press release from the SEC, and NFA announced memorandum of understanding to further harmonize regulatory coordination. You have all these different agencies. They have to coordinate together instead of being all in the same agency. So hopefully they're looking out for retail investors. We shall see on that one. Okay, let's get back to the market intel report. Regulatory developments. U.S. House lawmakers probe into Kalshi, that predictions market, and Polymarket over alleged insider trading on suspiciously timed trades related to U.S. military actions. Kalshi and Polymarket lose bids to halt Nevada and Washington gambling enforcement cases. The Ninth Circuit rules federal oversight does not preempt state gambling laws. Wow. South Korea actually escalates scrutiny on these prediction market platforms. So, South Korea and America, they're right hand in hand with a lot of these legislations. Quick, take a look at the stock heat map. See if anything pops out to us. NVIDIA is down a little bit today. Anybody buying those GPUs out there knows the struggle of getting these chips in. Let's see what the banks are up to. Of course, banks are up when the rest of the stocks are down. Imagine that. All right. And the CFTC. Today's the 22nd. Let's see if there's any new press releases. Nope. We're just burning through the news, guys. Let's look at the price of gold right quick. $4,508. And silver sitting at $75.59. All right. Let's get back to the intelligence report. DeFi and RWA tokenization. This tokenization narrative gaining regulatory tailwinds. Markets pricing in the innovation-friendly rules under the new SEC leadership signals. OKX and ICE oil perps represent early real-world asset derivative bridge between traditional commodities and crypto exposure. That's why I posted this earlier today on the MrConectr X page. Oil just went perpetual on crypto rails. New York Stock Exchange owner and the OKX are launching Brent and WTI futures. TradFi really is finally admitting crypto derivatives are the future of commodities. The convergence is no longer theoretical. It's live. There you go. Oil running on the rails. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. Let's take a quick look at the Conectr coins. Near protocol is up again today. We were talking about that yesterday. If anybody missed it, Near has a really good use case, guys. They are obfuscating the command line prompts in these AI agents because most people are using these agents with these cloud LLM models, and they are collecting all the data, anything you type in there. So Near would be able to obfuscate that, unless, of course, you're using a local LLM to avoid that and running it yourself. So that's pretty neat to think about. All this privacy, all the agents coming out. We got to keep our privacy. No different. Quant's up a little bit as well. All right, cool. Let's get to the Made in America cryptos. What's popping off in America? XYO, Near Protocol, and Ponky. WorldCoin's up a little bit. Don't forget about WorldCoin and the eye scanner, the retina scanner, the orb. I wonder how they're doing with some of the countries that banned them not too long ago for privacy invasions on that. Interesting to see people giving up their retina data. We'll see how that goes. Back to prediction markets. No, let's keep going. Risk, opportunity, and analysis. Let's see what the market intel report is saying, what the opportunity is. OKX and ICE, oil perpetuals, and tokenized momentum signaling acceleration, TradFi integration. So anything involved in that, what's going to be involved? We've got an opportunity here. Near's AI-driven rally just demonstrates narrative rotation power. Watch for continuation if Bitcoin stabilizes. Near got that spring initiative back in the day from Ripple to get going. Don't forget that too. What other risk? Bitcoin structural weakness. Heavy selling into recovery suggests fragile demand at current levels. Miko, what do you think about Bitcoin? You think it'll just continue going up, or will these altcoins with real utility take over?
That's the $1 million question, right? So I think we could see a bit of both happening. Bitcoin still has that heavyweight status, but these altcoins with real utility like Ninger can really carve out their space. So we might see a bit of a balance going forward. What's next on our list?
That's right. We're looking at lending and borrowing tokens. We love the XPR network, the Metal X DeFi ecosystem with no fees. There's words that Hyperledger are leading the way in fees. A lot of these agents are jumping on Hyperledger, but they're having to pay all the fees. How much fees is Hyperledger getting, Miko?
Sure. Let me call up those numbers for you real quick. Give me just a second.
All right, cool. Some of the things he has to research for us. That's good. We can keep going. What are these other lending protocols? Zest, Solend, TrueFi, Trava Finance, Maker, Fortube. A lot I haven't heard of. You know, we're waiting on the lending to come to the XRP ledger as well. Miko, what'd you find on that?
All right, I've got some details for you. So Hyperledger is definitely earning a decent chunk in fees because more agents are hopping on board. It's not a huge slice of the pie, but it's definitely a steady stream.
All right. Yeah, they love the fees. So the agents are willing to pay them to try to make those big bucks. Okay, we've got the cryptocurrency sectors. What's popping off today? Arcade games, music, Reddit points, data availability. Look at Near showing right there for data availability. That's right. Modular blockchain, Near as well. And prediction markets, Super Fortune is up. We'll see what Congress does with prediction markets. Let's keep going. Let's take a look at the long term. Or actually, we covered the risk. Let's look at the recommendations from the AI agent coming in today. The short-term recommendations, 1 to 7 days. Monitor near momentum and Bitcoin support near 75K. Avoid overexposure to prediction market tokens. Yeah, these prediction market tokens are a little scary right now. If anybody's in that, be careful. There's a lot of prediction market tokens that I'm not sure about and what their relevancy will be if the legislation hammer comes down. What do you think about that, Miko?
Yeah, exactly. You're spot on. Those prediction market tokens can be a bit of a wild ride. Definitely worth keeping an eye on with the regulatory stuff swirling around. So, yeah, we'll see if the hammer actually comes down, but definitely one to be cautious about. Anything else you want to dive into?
Well, that was the short-term recommendations. The midterm recommendations, 1 to 3 months, position for continued TradFi crypto convergence via established players through ICE and OKX and the Ripple ecosystem. And the AI narrative rotation into protocols with real usage remains attractive. So we're starting to see more and more about real-world use cases. Okay, the long-term, 3 to 12 months, tokenization of real-world assets, energy, equities, and institutional infrastructure players. Miners pivoting to AI. Oh, yeah, that's a big one. All these Bitcoin miners could be pivoting to AI with their GPUs. What do you think about that, Miko?
Yeah, that's a sharp observation. I think we'll definitely see more miners leaning into AI since those GPUs can do double duty. So it's not just about crypto anymore. It's about real world utility spreading out. Anything else on your?
That's right. But these GPUs running these AI models, they are constantly being hammered with processes. It's not like a gaming PC where it's sporadical. Talk about how the GPUs are being loaded down by the AI processes, Miko.
Yeah, absolutely. Those GPUs are basically working overtime nonstop with AI. Unlike gaming, where the load kind of goes up and down, these AI tasks just keep those chips running at full tilt. So it's a whole different kind of workload. Anything else you're curious about?
Let's get right to the risk warnings. Regulatory risk elevated for prediction markets and any platform perceived as offering leverage gambling-like products. So yeah, not just predictions. Any platforms perceived as offering leveraged gambling-like products. What other platforms could that be, Miko?
Well, definitely anything that's mixing leverage with a kind of gambling vibe could be in that zone. So we might be looking at certain derivatives platforms or even some of these crypto casinos that offer leverage betting. There could be a few others out there, but that's the general idea. Anything else you're thinking about?
While we're taking a quick look at coins, let's look at privacy coins. Railgun is up the most. I've never heard of Railgun. That one's up 60% today. Wow. Okay, what privacy coins are falling today? Pirate Chain and Nillion. All right, let's get back to the risk warnings. We got regulatory risk for prediction markets. We also have Bitcoin's dependence on large-scale buyers like MicroStrategy creates concentration risk. Also, the South Korean probe and U.S. congressional scrutiny could set precedent for stricter global enforcement. Key metrics to watch: Bitcoin price action around 77K and ETF flow data, the near token volume and AI narrative sentiment, and updates on the Cauchy Poly market regulatory cases, and any follow through on the ICE OKX oil perps launch timeline, and also the Tether Bitcoin accumulation pace. So Tether's buying up the Bitcoin treasuries. All right. Cool. That sounds good. That's your daily market intel report for March 22nd. Tell everybody to have a good day, Miko.
Absolutely. That wraps up the Daily Market Scoop for today. Everyone have an awesome day and talk soon.